Are you an intuitive introvert? Know the signs: INFJ and INTJ. Intuition is seeing with the soul. Dean Koontz. Have you ever felt like you perceive the world differently, sensing things others miss, understanding unspoken truths, and feeling deeply connected to unseen energies? If so, you might be an intuitive introvert, a rare and fascinating personality type. In today's video on Spiritual Atom, we'll explore the key signs of an intuitive introvert, particularly for INFJs and INTJs, and how you can embrace this gift to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Do you relate to these traits? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences. Let's dive in. 1. The depth of the intuitive mind. Deep within the mind of an intuitive introvert is a universe filled with invisible connections, hidden meanings, and profound insights. While the world rushes forward, consumed by the tangible and the immediate, these chosen ones navigate a different reality, where intuition speaks louder than logic and the invisible holds more truth than the obvious. Their thoughts do not follow a simple linear path. Instead, they unfold like a vast, endless ocean, where every ripple carries a secret waiting to be deciphered. A single moment, a fleeting symbol, or an unspoken word can trigger a whole chain of abstract associations, revealing patterns invisible to most people. They see life not as a series of random events, but as a grand metaphor where everything is interconnected, guiding them towards spiritual awakening and deeper understanding. However, this unique perception often sets them apart. While they are blessed with the ability to see beyond the surface, this gift can also feel like a burden. They may struggle to express the richness of their inner world to others, as not everyone is attuned to such depths. The challenge is not only being misunderstood, but also existing in a world that often prioritizes the material over the mystical, the obvious over the profound. But this is where the true power lies. Once intuitive introverts accept their spiritual nature, they unlock the ability to influence and uplift others, even in silence. Their mere presence carries a depth that can inspire those ready to awaken. If you are one of these intuitive souls, know that you are not alone. The path to spiritual enlightenment is not about fitting in, but about standing firm in your wisdom, trusting that the right people will recognize your depth when the time is right. So how do you navigate a world that doesn't always understand the way you think? By honoring your gift. Dive deeper into your intuition. Use it as a guiding force in your decisions, and never dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Society may not always celebrate those who think differently, but the greatest visionaries, creators, and spiritual guides throughout history have been those who dared to trust their inner knowing. Are you one of them? If so, comment below. I trust this path. 2. The power of reading people. The ability to read people is a rare gift, but for an intuitive introvert, it's second nature. This skill isn't just about their rich inner world, it extends outward, allowing them to perceive others on a deeper level. They don't rely solely on words to understand people. Instead, they tune into the unspoken, picking up on subtle cues, body language, tone shifts, choice of words, and even the weight of silence. It's as if they have a sixth sense for emotions, often recognizing someone's distress before it's ever spoken. Have you ever had a moment where someone asked, "How did you know that?" and you had no logical answer? That's the intuitive introvert at work, reading between the lines, connecting patterns from past experiences and sensing the truth hidden beneath the surface. Their mind is like a puzzle solver, assembling invisible clues into an insightful picture of what's really happening. Take Emma, for example, an INFJ who works in a fast-paced corporate environment. She notices when a colleague forces a smile, even as their eyes betray exhaustion. Without a word, she senses their struggles and subtly offers support, whether through a kind gesture or an encouraging word. Meanwhile, David, an INTJ entrepreneur, often predicts when a business partner is being less than truthful, not through evidence, but through an inexplicable gut feeling that's rarely wrong. Their ability to read energy and intention is deeply tied to their spiritual wisdom, making them seem almost prophetic at times. But here's the real question: how often do they trust their own intuition? The world teaches us to seek logic, to demand evidence, and to second-guess feelings that can't be explained. Yet, intuitive introverts thrive when they embrace their spiritual growth, leaning into the very thing that sets them apart. This deep connection to their inner knowing isn't just a skill, it's a form of spiritual wisdom and alignment with energies beyond the physical. Have you ever dismissed a feeling, only to later realize you were right all along? That's the lesson here. Intuition isn't a coincidence. It's a compass guiding you toward truth. In today's modern world, where distractions drown out the inner voice, intuitive introverts must protect this gift. Not everyone understands their depth, and that's okay. Their power lies not in seeking validation, but in trusting what they know to be true. The next time you notice something that others miss, don't question it and accept it. Because the more you honor your intuition, the stronger it becomes. The key to spiritual growth is not just knowledge, it's the courage to trust what you feel, even when the world doesn't see what you see. If you found this message helpful, comment below. I have the courage to trust this journey. 3. Feeling misunderstood in social interactions. Have you ever felt like you're standing in a crowded room, yet still feel like an outsider? While others effortlessly navigate social interactions, laughing at small talk and exchanging pleasantries, you might find yourself searching for something deeper, something real. If this sounds familiar, you may be an intuitive introvert, someone who perceives the world in ways others can't. Conversations for you aren't just about words. They're about the energy behind them. You notice the hesitation in someone's voice, the way their smile doesn't quite reach their eyes, the subtle shift in their body language that contradicts their words. You're not just listening, you're absorbing, decoding, and understanding things most people miss. And yet, this very gift can make you feel like you don't belong, like you're speaking a language no one else understands. But here's the thing: being different isn't a flaw, it's your greatest strength. Albert Einstein once said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant." The world may value logic and structure, but intuition has the power to reveal truth beyond what the eye can see. Your sharp perception allows you to detect hidden patterns, see the bigger picture, and find solutions before others even recognize there's a problem. Have you ever voiced a concern only to be dismissed, and then later everyone realizes you were right all along? That's the power of your intuition, a force that isn't random, but rather a vital part of your spiritual journey. As an intuitive introvert, You might feel disconnected from the social norm, but that's because you are tuned into something greater, a spiritual atom of wisdom that others may not yet perceive. You sense the unseen connections between people, events, and energies. While some may call this overthinking, in reality, it's a gift of insight, a connection to something divine. Have you ever wondered why you feel so deeply? Why you see what others ignore? It's because you are not just living in this world. You are also aligned with something beyond it. The more you embrace your intuition, the more you align with God's guidance, tapping into wisdom that transcends logic. So, the question is, will you continue to shrink yourself to fit into a world that doesn't always understand you? Or will you embrace your unique way of seeing things? The greatest thinkers, innovators, and spiritual leaders were once misunderstood, but they never let that stop them from following their truth. Your ability to see beneath the surface, to read between the lines, is not a burden, but a gift that can lead you and others toward greater understanding. The key is not to doubt yourself, but to trust that your intuition is part of a higher design. Remember, those who seek deeper meaning in life are often the ones who bring the most light into it. Your spiritual journey is not meant to be ordinary. It's meant to awaken something extraordinary within you. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 4. The intuitive introvert's unique perception. Have you ever felt like you see the world differently from those around you, sensing things long before they unfold? As if you can read between the lines of reality, picking up on energies, emotions, and unspoken truths before they manifest? If so, you may be an intuitive introvert, a rare individual with a deep spiritual connection to the unseen layers of existence. Carl Jung described intuitive introverts as those attuned to the unconscious, individuals who can detect hidden patterns and foresee shifts in reality before they become apparent to others. But this extraordinary ability, while a gift, can also feel like a burden, because when the world around you operates on a surface level, navigating life as someone who perceives deeply can make you feel like an outsider. As one of the chosen ones, you may have often felt misunderstood, wondering why others don't seem to notice what is so obvious to you. Unlike the majority who process reality in a straightforward, objective manner, the intuitive introvert moves through life as though seeing multiple layers at once, decoding the hidden intentions behind words rather than just hearing them. This is why conversations can feel exhausting, because you're not just listening. You're absorbing emotions, underlying meanings, and even the future trajectory of the discussion before it fully unfolds. Imagine walking into a room and immediately sensing the tension before anyone even speaks, or predicting the outcome of an interaction before the conversation has truly begun. Your mind is not merely present in the moment. It is constantly processing, forecasting, and aligning itself with energies beyond the physical world. This is not mere intellect. It is an advanced form of spiritual awakening, a heightened awareness that allows you to connect with the deeper rhythms of life. But with great perception comes great solitude. Often, intuitive introverts find it challenging to express their insights, as their thoughts operate at a level that many struggle to comprehend. Modern society often glorifies extroversion, quick decision-making, and external validation, making it difficult for those who live in a deeply contemplative world to feel understood. But the truth is, your ability to see beyond the ordinary is not a flaw. It is your superpower. The world needs individuals like you who can perceive beyond illusion, see through deception, and sense truth in ways others cannot. You are not alone, even if it feels that way. Many are chosen to walk this path, learning to balance their deep insights with the demands of the outside world. The key is to embrace your intuitive nature rather than repress it. Use it to guide your decisions, refine your path, and surround yourself with people who appreciate your wisdom rather than dismiss it. This spiritual journey is not about fitting in, but to awaken to your true purpose, to realize that your ability to perceive beyond the surface is part of a higher calling. Trust your intuition, for it is your greatest gift, leading you to the profound transformation that awaits those who dare to embrace their inner truth. Express your determination by commenting below, "I trust my intuition." 5. The struggle to communicate. Have you ever felt like your thoughts exist on a completely different plane than those around you? While most conversations revolve around surface-level facts and daily events, your mind is constantly weaving deeper interpretations, seeing patterns and connections that others often overlook. If you are an intuitive introvert, especially an INFJ or INTJ, this ability to think abstractly can sometimes feel isolating, as if you are walking through life one step ahead of what is tangible. But this unique way of perceiving the world is not a burden. It is a gift, a spiritual wisdom that allows you to decode the unseen layers of existence. To you, nothing is ever just what it appears to be. A falling leaf isn't merely part of the season's change. It carries a message about the cycle of life, the impermanence of all things, or perhaps a sign from the universe nudging you toward transformation. Your mind doesn't simply register reality as it is. It translates everything into symbols, metaphors, and deeper meanings that others may never even consider. Think about a moment in your life when you tried to express your thoughts, only to be met with blank stares or polite nods. Maybe you were excited about a realization that connected philosophy, psychology, and spirituality all at once. Yet the person you were talking to just didn't see the depth in it. This can make intuitive introverts withdraw, feeling misunderstood, or even questioning whether their way of thinking is too complex for the world. But here's the truth. Your ability to perceive hidden layers of meaning is not something to suppress. It is a path to spiritual growth. Instead of resisting this trait, embrace it. The world needs people who see beyond the surface, who can read between the lines of reality and extract insights that inspire transformation. Your mind is wired to understand the unseen forces shaping life, and that is a rare and powerful ability. Consider the story of a writer who spent years feeling like no one understood the depth of her thoughts. Every time she tried to share her ideas, people would change the subject to something more practical. But instead of silencing herself, she channeled her insights into writing, pouring her thoughts into words that reached people across the world. Over time, she found an audience who resonated with her vision, proving that while not everyone will understand your depth, the right people will. What if, instead of feeling frustrated by those who don't see what you see, you focused on finding those who do? Being an intuitive introvert means you experience the world on a level that is rich with meaning, spirituality, and interconnectedness. While others may walk through life taking things at face value, you are constantly uncovering the hidden truths beneath the surface. It may not always be easy to communicate your insights, but that doesn't mean they are any less valuable. Your mind was designed to explore the deeper questions of existence, so honor that gift. The next time you feel isolated in your way of thinking, remember, the world doesn't need more people who simply see what is. It needs people like you, who see what could be. How will you use your intuition to bring spiritual growth and wisdom to yourself and others? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. 6. The challenge of expressing intuition. Have you ever struggled to put your deepest thoughts into words, only to find that they lose their meaning the moment you speak them? If you're an intuitive introvert, especially an INFJ or INTJ, you know this challenge all too well. Your mind doesn't just process the world in a straight line. It sees an intricate web of invisible connections, patterns, and deeper truths that others often miss. But how do you explain something that arrives in your consciousness as a complete picture when language forces you to break it down into linear steps? This is where the challenge of expression begins. While most people converse in a straightforward manner, focusing on facts and events, your mind has already traveled through multiple layers of meaning before a single word escapes your lips. You hesitate in small talk, not because you have nothing to say, but because what's on your mind is infinitely more complex than the conversation at hand. And when you do try to articulate your thoughts, you may notice puzzled expressions, hesitant nods, or even dismissive reactions like, "Wow, that's really out there." But is it? Or is it simply that the depth of your insight cannot be easily packaged into words? Albert Einstein once said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant." You, as an intuitive introvert, operate from that sacred gift. Your ability to perceive beyond the obvious is not a flaw, but a reflection of your deep connection to something greater. Think about the vast universe, which many see as empty space, is actually filled with energy, unseen forces shaping the cosmos. This mirrors how your mind works. You don't just see what you sense what could be, the spiritual atoms that connect every moment, every thought, every experience. But living in a world that values tangible proof over intuition can sometimes make you feel isolated. You may find yourself questioning, why do I see these things so clearly while others do not? But consider this: every great thinker, mystic, and visionary throughout history has faced the same challenge. Leonardo da Vinci, Nikola Tesla, Carl Jung, all of them saw beyond the surface, translating the unexplainable into discoveries that changed the world. Your struggle with expression does not mean your insights are not valuable. It simply means you are ahead of your time. Instead of resisting this, what if you embraced it? What if, instead of frustration, you saw this as part of your spiritual journey? The key is not to force yourself to fit into the world's rigid structures of communication, but to find the right avenues to express your wisdom. Perhaps words aren't always enough. Maybe your insights are best conveyed through writing, art, music, or even deep one-on-one conversations with those who truly seek understanding. The universe, God, the infinite intelligence that weaves through existence, has given you this rare ability for a reason. You are meant to see beyond the physical. to decode the unseen messages hidden within life's experiences. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 7. The need for solitude. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt a shift in your energy, like the air was heavy with tension, even before anyone spoke a word? If so, you might be more than just an introvert. You could be one of the chosen ones, an intuitive introvert who doesn't just hear words, but feels the unspoken emotions of those around you. This deep sensitivity isn't just about personal space. It's about the invisible energy that lingers in every interaction. When someone near you is anxious, angry, or emotionally drained, it's almost as if their emotions pass through you, settling into your own chest like an unseen weight. You might not even know why you feel uneasy, but you do. And while others can move through life without noticing these subtle shifts, your spiritual awakening has heightened your awareness, making you a receptor for everything, both the spoken and the silent. But here's the challenge. This level of sensitivity is not just an insight, it's a responsibility, and it can be exhausting. Picture a crowded city street, filled with noise, movement, and energy bouncing from every direction. For most people, it's just another day. For you, it's like being in a constant mental battlefield, your brain registering every voice, every shifting mood, every unspoken tension. Malls, office meetings, busy restaurants. These environments don't just drain you, they consume you, leaving you mentally saturated and physically depleted. Your mind doesn't get to filter what it absorbs. It takes in everything, processing emotions, interactions, and even the hidden meanings behind people's words. And because of that, solitude isn't just something you prefer, it's something you need. It's not about avoiding people or isolating yourself out of fear. It's about self-preservation. The quiet isn't empty. It's full of healing, clarity, and a chance to recharge after absorbing so much of the outside world. Think about it. Throughout history, the greatest thinkers, philosophers, and spiritual leaders have understood the need to get away from noise. Nikola Tesla once said, "The mind becomes sharper and more perceptive in isolation and uninterrupted solitude. Originality thrives in isolation, free from the outside influences that cripple the creative mind." That's because solitude isn't loneliness. It's reframing. It's stepping back from the world so you can return to it stronger, clearer, and more aware of your purpose. So the next time someone asks why you prefer silence to chaos, or why you retreat from social events instead of seeking more stimulation, remember that this isn't a weakness. This is your strength. The spiritual journey of an intuitive introvert is not about blending into the fast pace of the world. It is about mastering the art of energy, knowing when to engage and when to disengage. Share your thoughts, or if you don't know what to say, comment below, "I master my energy." 8. The challenge of sensory overload. For the intuitive introvert, the world often feels like a symphony of unspoken emotions, unseen energies, and untold stories woven into the air. Their ability to perceive beyond words and gestures is a profound gift, yet it can also be an overwhelming burden. They instantly sense when a friendship lacks authenticity, when a person's calm demeanor is merely a mask, or when a smile doesn't align with the energy behind it. This heightened awareness makes them deeply selective in their relationships, not out of arrogance, but because they cannot simply ignore what their intuition reveals. They move through life tuned into a frequency that many are unaware of, picking up on what lies beneath the surface. But this same deep perception allows them to form meaningful, soulful connections with those who truly resonate with their way of seeing the world. When they find someone who speaks the silent language of intuition, that connection is not just rare, it's transformative. It's as if they've found a kindred spirit who understands the depth of their spiritual wisdom, a companionship where words are often unnecessary because understanding happens on an unspoken level. However, this intuitive depth doesn't only apply to people, it extends to places and atmospheres. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an instant sense of unease, even when nothing obvious seemed wrong? Or perhaps you've entered a space and felt an immediate wave of peace, as if the walls themselves carried a sense of harmony. For the intuitive introvert, this experience is even more intense. Their bodies react before their minds can even process why an unseen energy speaks to them, revealing the hidden emotions embedded in the environment. Sometimes, they step into a space and feel as though an out-of-tune melody lingers in the air, signaling tension or unresolved conflict, even if no words have been spoken. On the other hand, there are places where they feel completely at ease, as though they've entered a sanctuary where their spirit can breathe freely. This explains why they often avoid certain locations without any logical explanation, because their intuition functions like an unseen radar, reading vibrations that others might dismiss. Think about the moments in your own life when you've trusted that subtle knowing within you. Have you ever ignored your intuition only to realize later that it was right all along? Intuitive introverts rely on this inner compass, and as they grow spiritually, they learn to trust it more deeply rather than question it. Their journey is not about fitting into a world that often prioritizes logic over feeling. It's about embracing their gift of spiritual growth and learning to navigate life with wisdom. The key takeaway? Your intuition is not something to silence or suppress. It's a form of spiritual wisdom that guides you toward alignment, whether in relationships, environments, or decisions. The more you trust it, the more it will lead you toward the places and people that truly nourish your soul. So, the next time you feel that subtle nudge in your heart, don't dismiss it. It might just be your inner self speaking the truth your mind has yet to understand. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 9. Finding balance between introspection and action. On your spiritual journey, have you ever felt like your mind is a vast universe of thoughts, insights, and unspoken truths, yet, at times, you struggle to bring them into the tangible world? As an intuitive introvert, you thrive in introspection, often diving deep into the unseen layers of existence. Your inner world is rich with understanding, yet the challenge lies in bridging the gap between what you perceive and how you express it. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens." This speaks directly to the intuitive introvert's dilemma. How do you balance the depth of your inner knowing with meaningful action in the external world. You are naturally drawn to seeking spiritual wisdom, uncovering hidden patterns, and deciphering the silent whispers of God and the universe. But if those insights remain locked within, they can feel more like an unfulfilled burden rather than a gift. The key to mastering this balance is learning how to structure your thoughts and communicate them effectively. The moment you take what you intuitively grasp and shape it into something that others can understand, whether through writing, speaking, or creative expression, you begin to transform perception into purpose. This is why many intuitive introverts find solace in journaling, philosophy, or artistic pursuits. These outlets allow them to externalize their profound realizations in a way that others can grasp. But what if you fear that your thoughts are too complex or misunderstood? Have you ever hesitated to share your perspective, only to later hear someone else voice a similar idea? Your insights are not meant to stay buried within you. The more you engage with the world, the more you refine and strengthen the wisdom you carry. Even the most brilliant minds in history, from Leonardo da Vinci to Nikola Tesla, were deeply introspective, but knew that their ideas needed form and structure to leave an impact. Self-awareness is the first step toward transformation. Recognizing your sensitivity as a gift rather than a weight to carry is crucial. Instead of viewing your deep thinking as isolation, see it as an ability to process life on a higher level. But how do you channel this gift into a balanced life? It starts with trusting that your inner wisdom is valuable, that your voice matters, and that your unique way of seeing the world holds power. The spiritual atom within you, the core essence of your being, is constantly vibrating with divine energy, waiting for you to embrace its full potential. What if the very insights you hesitate to share are the ones someone else desperately needs to hear? What if your ability to see beyond the surface is the key to unlocking purpose, not just for yourself, but for others? The intuitive introvert's path is not about choosing between introspection and action. It's about harmonizing both. When you step forward with courage, your spiritual journey unfolds in ways you never imagined. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. As we've explored the unique traits of intuitive introverts, particularly INFJs and INTJs, it's clear that embracing your deep intuition and strategic thinking can be a powerful tool for personal growth. Understanding these signs can help you navigate life with greater self-awareness and confidence. Do you relate to any of these traits? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this content resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to Spiritual Atom and turn on notifications to continue your journey of self-discovery and transformation.